Hello there, Jacks, and greetings to all. We yesterday didn't really find time to stream, and tonight actually it took some time to find the skunk first to suit up because the skunk hadn't been out for a while. So as it may be observed, we did actually find the skunk. So greetings all, and indeed we are going to play. That's really nice. I didn't know you had played this. Actually have played as far as tested that the tutorial works. So this will then look somewhat amusing considering have not played the game at all, and you most probably have played it a lot. So, but indeed, as mentioned in the title, we are after oil a lot. Like apparently some lately have considered it a great idea to try and use oil for energy still, which is kind of, some might call it outmoded by now at least. In the typical form, but of course in the game we at least try to strike it rich with the oil, which probably is less harmful when only gaming based. But indeed, we are going to see how that goes for us. So welcome, and we are only alright, 56 hours, so that's not a huge amount yet, but it's a while certainly. And indeed we are going to do the usual about 1.5 hours, and we are going to most probably also play the Scrolls Online at some point. We'll see how the weekend actually goes stream wise. We have sometimes of course done even two streams on Saturday, as do not have that many obligations on the weekend. We'll see, but let's gradually get closer to starting here, and we'll start with the tutorial so we get some idea about the game. And indeed, welcome all, and let's see about starting, and of course make sure to posture check, which is always also looks nice. So there we go. Indeed, this is the new camera setup. As actually posted even a comparison that the camera has been actually altogether renewed, so it's much higher definition now compared to the earlier one. So it even has much more limited depth of field, so it looks better when we are not taking very precise picture of this one's book collection. So I have been very happy with the new camera setup. It's an actual like Sony Alpha series camera and proper lens, so one actually gets quite sharp picture and some depth of field. So the improvement with the camera has been considerable. It's been already some time since replaced it and actually posted a comparison. Yeah, Valheim has been very popular with some, but indeed. There we go, game audio, and then let's switch here, and then we just get started. So start new campaign, and the original do have also the DLCs, but there we go. And then we can choose, we do have the Well, hello there. Does being a lawyer sound interesting? Well, in truth, it's kinda boring and I couldn't handle it. I've got a serious case of oil fever and only cure is finding oil. That's very convincing. Then we have the cattle man. Howdy, partner. Do rather like the cattleman style wise. Very convincing. So let's go with them. Hi there, future oil baron. Yeah, it's clearly the golden era of oil drilling when one can be considered a future oil baron. Welcome to my soon-to-be lovely town, Mr. Mayor. The oil industry will be booming here. Are you certain there's any oil on your locale? Like during the rush for oil in the 19th century, there were quite a few boom towns where it proved that there actually was very little to no oil actually around the town. So then the boom town ended about as quickly as it came into existence. So, hello there, Pierre. Let's greet you properly also. Great that you could join us. Oh. So, there we go, and of course we move back towards the game here. Hopefully you are having a good day also. It's Friday, so it should at least be a good day. Also for bats. So let's then hop on and I'll take you to the oil site. Let's go to the oil site with the wagon and see about. Welcome to your first oil mining operation. Just follow my instructions and the oil will be flowing in no time. Alright. Before you can start drilling for oil, you have to know where to drill. Hire a dowser to take care of this. This may not sound very scientific, but actually very many early oilmen did their own dowsing, and it was actually a very popular method for finding oil and gold in addition to water wells. So it's much more common than one might imagine. That of course you had no supercomputer to do the seismic analysis with, so most probably dowsing also may have worked about as well when you didn't have that good equipment. There will be blood, the game. Yeah, this is more or less the case, and certainly do actually really both like the movie and the book. It is based on Oil! By Richard Upton Sinclair. So yes, do very much like the theme of the game, the kind of early oil era. So buy a rig to dig up oil. That sounds fair enough, because we had apparent strike. Crack downwards from this point and release at the other point to connect to the oil. We apparently do not have to drill that far. Fortunately only $154 for drilling costs, which is quite fair when we consider the kind of expenses. Some sunk and found no oil at all. You struck oil, but where should you take it? To left ink, of course. Select the horse wagon icon. Alright. And there we go. This might not be the future of transporting oil when we consider that we are transporting oil by the single wagon. This introduction ends when you brought the cash amount up to 1,350. There we go. Nice work. Let's head back to town. Good job. Now it's time for the real work. Come to the town hall to meet your rivals and get yourself a parcel of land for your next venture. Alright, this was usually very acrimonious when you tried to get plots for oil, so let's introduce ourselves. Alright, so Miss Daisy has been working in real estate. Delighted to make your acquaintance. I made a nice living in real estate, but it's time for a new business plan. I'm going underground. Very well. And this was the lawyer. And then we have the seaman. Buenos dias. I have sailed the world as a ship captain for years and I can't even swim. Sounds like a promising choice of career then. I don't want to worry about drowning anymore unless it's in money. Yeah, very kind of like moderate. Let me assign you to your own piece of land. The first one is on the house. That's quite easy. And like just get. Now let's get to drilling before I change my mind. Good day. To celebrate the opening of my brand new bank, I've opened up an account for each of you. Alright, and everybody has 20k currently. You can also visit me if you want to borrow some extra cash. Or come by to view a financial report of your last venture. Alright. This lovely factory will open soon and provide all inhabitants of this town with cutting-edge technology. Alright, he doesn't look very cutting-edge himself though, like with no shirt at all. Mr. Factory owner, like only like denim overalls, but no shirt. Very convincing. Indeed, as said, it's one of this one's favorites, more or less even. So let's then go to the oil side again. All right. So let's take 2000 along. All right, you know the drill. Hire dowsers to find oil and build a rig to drill straight down to it. Yeah, we already know how to get oil. So how has everyone's day been otherwise? All right, there's apparently oil to be had, so let's see about drilling to it. Indeed, you know the drill. Alright, and then we have a bit longer transport distance. Alright, oil price fluctuates heavily. Usually the case. Would think it would be a good idea to use more than one wagon. Then it would be nice if the wagons would also go go to the Alright, select the silo icon. Alright, so scroll down to assign button to reduce the wagon amount. Those unassigned wagons will stop selling oil to company and will now go to the silo. You never actually succeeded at getting... Alright. So let's store all the oil for now. Considering that the price of oil just keeps dropping at the refinery, like, yeah, you won't be getting no oil at all at that kind of prices. At least the price is also recovering a bit. See if the tutorial has an opinion. When to actually then sell. Look for more oil. Ah, that sounds like a fair idea. Like, let's put right, the price of oil is also gradually recovering, so alright, so let's assign the wagons to actually take the thing to the refinery and then build another oil rig. Alright, at least the price recovered, so now it seems like a great idea to just invest in more wagons. There we go. Final month, but at least we are making deliveries, so we are actually, if not quite breaking a profit in any case, at least we know how to, because we started really only making money towards the end of the Alright, so you can have two oil refineries, left and right ink. Logical. Fair enough. So let's then continue didn't exactly make a profit, unlike apparently everyone else. Sure. Howdy, my name is Fred Metal. That's a very logical name for the factory owner. Hello there, Priareas. Let's greet you properly. Properly too. Alright. So, hopefully you have also had good week this far. At least it's Friday, so that is of course a good thing. Are you looking to make your oil mining operation more efficient? Come to my factory to upgrade your gear. Alright. Looking to upgrade your oil gear. That most probably is not the kind of drill you use for oil. Choose this width upgrade and I'll show you. Alright, which width is upgraded? Alright, so yeah, not that we have exactly much cash, so do not think we are doing upgrades before we can make some more profit. Oh yes, I was expecting you. What can I do for you? Right, so land auction. In turns you decide which plot of land you get to mine next year. On your turn click on a parcel to bid on it. You can outbid others by clicking on their parcels. See the numbers on plots that have been mined. They indicate how much oil was in that plot. The higher the number, the more oil there is likely to be in the unmined parcels next to it. Use this to decide which plot you want to bid on. Alright, considering these are 28 and that's 32, this should be pretty good. They went into totally unknown territory. Like, that would be pretty sure place to have oil, unlike here. We know nothing about whether there's oil here. You get to view more of the skunk. There we go. Alright, pretty much everyone else upgraded. And went quite deep into depth even, so we upgrade also. Of course, we in any case take only 2000, so that should be useful. Let's go to the plot then. To upgrade a pipe's capacity, just click on it. Alright. From now on, levels will run from January 1st to June 30th, so we at least have time. Looking for another place to sell your oil? Come to me at my place. The price is always right. Alright, Mr. Right. At least Mr. Right pays like over twice Mr. Left, so. But yes, now we need to actually find oil, so. Let's see if we put like couple of dowsers out immediately. Do we find 2 spots with oil? Skunk oil indeed. Considering especially the more sulfur laden raw oil, it could be probably considered that. Alright, we found oil, so. Did you know you can stop oil flow by closing valves? You can find valves at the bottom of a rig and between pipelines. Click on a valve to close it. You can open the valve again the same way. Closing and opening valves cost money. The next one isn't free, so good luck. Yeah. Alright, and right next to that, so at least we right. Apparently we have to also set this like at the actual level of the oil to get some. There we go. Then we also need to sell some to actually right. To wonder what way this thing actually. Alright, so we assign them here. That's better. Let's drive all the way. You know how you get some out of the skunk. It works. You know, Pierre, so that you raise the tail of the skunk. Some skunks also do a nice handstand for you, and then you get some skunk oil. Alright. At least the prices are more or less tanking, but I do think it's useful at this point to sell. Still there, considering Mr. Right pays like half the price. Yeah, it's not terribly warm. Alright, and now we are actually making hay with selling oil, so let's get even more wagons. Let's see if we can find more oil and more wagons. Alright, and we found more oil, so let's drill first like conservatively, so we see at which depth we find the oil, because it's more or less that if we drill too much we have to also make the extra effort. There we go, we struck oil pretty big time, so get more wagons as long as they are paying like. Alright, also let's assign some here because they are now also paying like $1 or so. This is pretty big strike for oil, so Alright, we should mostly even go for here because they are paying so much more. Like unsure how the price war went this way, that they are paying really poorly and they are paying very well. That seems somewhat less than logical, but sure. Alright, we are now actually making pretty good money. We could still see if there's more like oil to be found, because that's pretty good oil right there. Like here we are running out at this rate, so alright, let's drill there then, and it would probably be the same reservoir, so let's drill approximately to the same depth. Let's see how our... Yes. Alright, and now we should also most probably move again to left, because here the price really tanked. Like really. Alright, this was pretty well drilled as far as. Now we did run pretty good profit also, so. Left price and right price, these are more or less like sine wave. And here we have a bit more complex behavior. Our oil supply fluctuated a bit also, certainly. Now we did make pretty good profit though, not as much as some of the competitors. Nice to meet you, I'm Edward and I'm a bit of a handyman. I like to experiment with stuff that can help you find oil. Make sure to check my inventions. Alright, sounds convincing. Nice to meet you, I'm Edward and I'm a bit of a handyman, yeah. And we get what? Like... improved the dowsing rod so dowsers can search deeper, alright. Currently we most probably could spend on like one upgrade at most, so let's see what do we have here. Size 2, alright, and what does timer 2 do? Rigs are now better resistant against high pressures. Alright, we haven't really had spillage yet. Alright, bigger silo. And here we have the land auction again. Speed 2. Tired of dowsers taking forever, this will make them find oil faster. Would you like to have this lovely mole? He'll dig for you, but he's kind of erratic. That sounds convincing. I don't think we are going currently for any upgrades. Do think it works well enough, so let's go land auctioning. Alright, they had pretty big oil there. 52.46, yeah. Let's try that plot. Everyone wants that plot. How about that? Alright. Very outbid. At least we did invest big on the plot, so let's go there and see if it has any oil. Invest big on the plot and lose the plot. Right. Dowsing time. Let's do at least a couple immediately. Alright. There we go. Rig time. Then let's like test drill to this depth first and see if we find any oil reservoir. Alright. That's pretty big one too. Alright, and we are getting oil, so and there's pretty good price for oil, so wagons please. And then it's time to drill on the other one. Alright, our oil would be deeper down then, so let's drill a bit more. There we go. Not very big oil reservoir either. Alright, we can't get branched. So let's go up there and then we will be getting oil. So let's then put some more wagons here and put a couple to also go to the other refinery. And then look for more oil. Alright, the prices are also tanking enough that let's store the oil. Alright, we found more oil right next to the current one. We can just like drill there, so let's experiment with that once we have any sane reason to sell the oil. For now, like fill up the tank. No sense in drilling until we get like at least more than 50 cents. Alright, at least Lefting is raising their prices, so that looks good. That we actually can make something income wise. Yeah, it starts to look pretty good to sell to them again. So let's start hauling some oil There we go. And now we then getting wagons full of oil there. We can start drilling at this prospect. So let's do first to the same depth as this oil reservoir was at. Right, no oil yet, so more depth please. There we go, let's drill a little bit deeper. So we see a bit how much, okay. Alright, so we should actually apparently drill a bit sideways. Alright. At least we are selling at very good price and we have quite a few wagons, so alright, we are again having the price drop also. So also looks like we ran out of oil here, so let's see if we can find more. Alright, we are again going below final month, so it's kind of like might not be that much use anymore to store oil. Let's move capacity here because they are at least paying a bit more. Alright. It's kind of half up the final month. I do not think there's sense anymore in drilling, but just like pushing maximum amount of oil to the refinery. Because it just increases our Alright, there was huge oil right under the tank. That was still a pretty good profit, like 5,000 profit, so we are clearly also increasing our profit, like we already beat the real estate person and the lawyer. The seaman made almost as much, so looks good. Looks better also. So then we have something new going on here. Hello there, I'm Rainer the trainer. Really, I take care of the horses to keep them healthy and ready for work. Drop by my stables and maybe we can help each other. Upgrading the horses sounds like a good idea. Counter. Keep track of how many horses you have with this handy horse counter. And that costs 5,000. Really? Like, is there a specific necessity for that, because you already see it from the assignment counts at the refineries, like 5,000 for that. Really. That doesn't sound useful at all. And we have to also do the land auction, so it's kind of... We can't really invest in upgrades to things. Bigger silo is also kind of would be nice, but we need to do the land auction first to see how expensive land we get this time. Let's try the coastal plot. Alright, and now we have 9,000. We can take only 2,000 anyway along. So we can buy an upgrade to think that the bigger silo is useful. So let's upgrade that. Alright, so we should then again travel to the drill site next. Alright, and then we go and see about more oil. Let's get that oil. That's the right idea. Click the button above the silo to upgrade the storage capacity of your silo against a small cost. Alright. Oil, please. Alright, there we have oil, and there we have oil, and let's see about drilling. So first drill to medium depth. No oil. Drill some more. Alright. And we struck oil. Alright, let's buy some horses and start selling. Looks like a big oil reservoir also, so and then it's time to drill here. So more depth needed. Alright, the stone also changes color usually when you like have an oil strike. There we go. This may be the same large reservoir, but that's no problem. Alright. Currently there's no reason to sell anywhere else. Let's wait that we accumulate some. Let's wait that we accumulate some more capital and then find more oil, as we do now have 2 pretty good oil wells in production. Alright, move transport here as they are paying more, and then find more oil. Alright, and then we have found more oil and we have capital, so let's drill more. We just need plenty of transport once we strike oil in more places. Alright, there we go. Let's see how big this reservoir is. And it's big, so more wagons. And we are getting good price also here, so let's transport there. We fortunately have also the big oil strike there. Then let's drill here and see how this well comes in. No oil yet. Alright, now we have oil. Let's see how big this reservoir is. That's also pretty big. Unfortunately, we have pretty bad price there, so let's build a big silo and then practically start filling the silo here. So put a few more horses and reduce the allocation here. So let's build a silo. We have several oil wells in production now, so we are getting pretty rapid price increase also here, so it starts to be useful to practically store all oil at this point, as we are not in the final month, and then just sell it all here once their price increases enough, because we can abuse now the price situation by storing all the oil and then starting to quickly sell it once it breaks like above $1, because it doesn't go that much above $1, so Now we assign the wagons to sell oil. And we can guarantee money. Like, yes, money is just coming in. Looks good. There we go. Price just rises and we are making very good money. That worked well with storing the full tank of oil until we broke $1. There we are almost going above 10,000. So here we run out. Here we still have very good oil, but right, we are pretty quickly becoming better price here, but it's also we have only a few days on, so it's not like a few cents are not going to be any more that meaningful. Alright, we actually struck some of the peak. Alright, 7,000 profit. And now we made the biggest profit. Take that, competitors. Hi, welcome to my bar. Make yourself comfortable and mingle with the crowd. They may have some interesting offers for you. Alright. Tired of low prices? Slip me some cars and the price of lefting will never go below 0.89 next year. At writing, the price can be even more right. For small personal donation, our price will stay above $1.03 for the coming year. That's actually pretty good offer. Does lower interest sound interesting? Pay me some cash and I reduce the next year interest rates by 2.3%. This is actually like never goes below $1. That's pretty good. Yep, let's bribe them and see how that goes. And we still have enough money for the land auction, so alright. We had pretty good oil there and there, so let's try that plot. Surprisingly, they didn't even try to outbid, and we have 41 here. So that's like, yep. Alright, and we have enough money for the starting capital for the drilling, so we are pretty good off. Let's get that oil. That's the spirit, that's the spirit. From now on, levels will run from January 1st to December 31. Alright. Do you think there's no more oil left in the ground? Click on the calendar and withdraw your land lease. Ending the level before December 1st earns you a bonus. Except, do you wish things could move a bit quicker sometimes? Press and hold the fast forward button. Now we do not want things to move quicker, we want oil. Now, find me some oil. So, any weekend plans for chat? Have you been planning something for your weekends? Let's see how this well comes in. Alright, that's pretty good oil. So we need to drill a bit further up. There we go. That well came in and... Oh, alright, let's properly... Let's first of all pause the game. There we go, and wish you a good night. So, indeed, good night for you, and thank you for joining us. So, let's then see about getting some more oil, of course. So let's then... Alright, good night for you also. Jax, thank you for joining, and of course, sleep well. So let's then see about some more oil. We still have some time left also. So we need transport. And we certainly prefer to transport to the Eternal 103. We can for now invest on transport foremost, as we will be getting money this way. And then we drill the other well and see how that comes in. It would be nice if all the wagons actually left full, but do not know how that can be accomplished. Alright, no oil yet. Now we have, and that's really big find also, so we can also fill wagons there. Kind of when the wagons leave appears pretty random. Alright. We could certainly have more oil. Alright, oil right next to the current ones. Let's see if there's anything else to find. Not yet building more rigs, because it's like if you just drill into the same, it's kind of more or less just additional capacity for filling the wagons, but nothing else. Alright, now we have more price here, so we could move some of the wagons there. And additionally do think we should really build a silo here for the single reason that we can then store oil there with some wagons. So let's buy more wagons and leave those unassigned, so practically they are filling the silo and the rest are emptying it, which do think actually works more efficient than as we get full wagons from the silo. At least that's the theory here. Let's see how that works. So let's put 3 wagons to transport into both of the Right, we didn't find oil anywhere else than next to the existing oil rigs. That apparently ran out of oil, so let's see if we drill this way. We can drill diagonally like in modern oil practice, where you can like do really weird shaped drill holes to get to the most stubborn oil. Alright, now we have pretty big oil there, so that was worth it certainly. I think we should really have only like one wagon and 2 delivery wagons like here, because the rest will fill the tank. So do think that would work better to having full wagons go to the refinery. Let's see how that works. Now we can drill a bit deeper here. Is there more oil? Not exactly. But here also the dowser is of the opinion that there's more oil, so alright. Doesn't look like there's oil, at least deep down here. Now we are at least taking full tanks to the refinery, which I do think is more efficient than driving back and forth with the almost empty wagon. So do think the kind of policy of collecting first to the intermediate tank would seem to work better. And now we have time until December, so we should be able to get more profits also. And we can upgrade the pipes, so let's upgrade the pipes. Alright, we are getting a bit more here, but not for that long. Let's drill deeper here and see how big the oil reservoir is. Alright. Let's see if there's any further spots. Here we also probably need to build another rig. Alright, we can't even build right at that spot, so alright, we are this time clearly hitting 10,000 as we have until December and we have not run out of oil yet. And that looks pretty good as far as the and we still have several months to go, so we are pretty easily breaking 10,000. Alright, and it seems there isn't that much more spots for oil on the map, so I don't think there are that many other spots for oil, so we can fast forward really. Alright, and we are still getting oil still also from the tank, so let's put all wagons to transport into the refinery so that it's the final month, so we get all the profit potential out of the stored oil. That was pretty big when we emptied the tank, like almost 5,000 more, so that was quite successful. Ah, hello there, Kamu, let's greet you properly now that the month ends. Alright, we ran out of oil. There would have been some more oil still there. And there apparently, but it is what it is. We pretty much had enough oil for the whole year and made pretty healthy profit, so There we go. Hello there, Camu, and good to have you here. So it's still a while, so let's do at least one more lot. Alright, we got most profit also, so that went pretty well. Do you feel your oil mining operation has room for improvement? Go to the mayor's tips and I'll help you out. Now we have capital, so we should maybe what kind of help is available in the bar. Lower interest rate. Alright, 100 discount on those hefty spilling fines for 1 year. Just pay me some cash. Alright, bribery. Alright, we have again a fixed price offer. Now we could increase the dowsing depth. There we go. Yeah, it's a skunk TV currently. Not that probably any firm minds that, so there we go. Still do not really understand the, so you can make wagons larger, more horses, alright. So let's then not there, we can take the fixed price offer. So 93, that will be very useful. And what does the mayor? Tips free of charge. Besides tipping my hat, I also like to hand out tips. Writing the price. Alright. Nope. Pipes don't have to reach the bottom of oil patch. Once connected, the oil pocket will be completely emptied. Alright, that's of course useful to know because I've drilled more exactly for this reason. Alright. If you don't see oil in uncovered ground below a waving dowser, wait a while for the ground to rise more. Alright, so all bonuses are 1,000. And then we should see about next drill site. Let's try the coastal plot. Outbid them once. Alright. Right, so that's the usual data. not quite even have enough due to the land auction for starting capital. Should still be enough as long as we first drilled just one well, so let's try that and see how it goes. So let's not loan yet. Do you have to take 2000? Alright. Now we go then. Apparently it's not possible to leave it less than 2000. Fair enough, fair enough. The dozer will now be able to look for deeper oil wells. Let's see about that. Then we just need a... Alright. There we go. Alright, we have struck to pretty good oil. And let's again actually build a tank. And then we practically buy horses on this side and not assign them. So they fill up the tank and then assign one to take oil to the refinery. And then as we get more money, buy more horses to fill the tank. Indeed, some horse noise. There we go. Now we should be able to. Now we can probably assign 2 here and get more horses because we can also empty the tank. The bribed the deals to never drop the price below 93 cents seems to be quite viable concept. So we get better prices for sure. Alright, let's see if we can find more oil. oil there, so let's build a rig and start drilling. Even deeper. Alright, we have oil there and we have pretty good prices, so we can get some more horses and assign 4 horses, for example, here. To make use of the new oil well and high prices. Alright, currently the values also would support this approach. Alright, and that looks pretty good. Not much use to take product currently here, because they started having like $0.50 when we are here at $1, $1.05, so not really realistic pricing to sell anything there. Let's see how we fast forward. Alright, the tank doesn't overflow, so we are practically approaching the kind of maximum. Alright, and we are getting still getting practically we have less, so we should see if we can find more oil for still this year, because these two are now empty. Alright, we have already in August beaten 10,000. Let's see if we find more oil. He's right next to the tower, so let's drill deeper. Alright, there we go. That's pretty big. So, more oil. And then we can fast forward us. that will be, due to the size of the reservoir, that will be very much enough until end of the year. So let's speed up, and we will break 15,000 this level. So alright, 13,000 profit. Alright, and we did 13,000 profit, so it starts to be that we have been doing almost, we did most profit easily again, so that was quite successful. We should then again consider upgrades before the land auction, but as it's been now, and as hinted already by switching to big skunk, we are going to start finishing here, as it's coming up to easily over the 1.5 hours, and it's starting to gradually get a bit later, and we should sleep for good energy tomorrow. So wish you all good rest of the evening, and we will see next who we will raid. So let's see who we will raid, and hopefully you enjoyed our oil drilling game. So who's doing what? A bat is playing fruit bus. Really? Like fruit bats? Yeah, it's a game where you sell fruit from a bus. That looks convincing. We certainly are going to raid them. There we go. So, thank you all for joining, and wish you a good rest of the evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. So, let's then go for some fruit bus